Hello, in today's lab we're going to look at a Kirchhoff loop, and what we're going to do is we're going to make a Kirchhoff loop with two power supplies, a 12 volt and a 5 volt DC power supply going to three resistors, labeled as resistors D, E, and F. Now resistors D, E, and F should have set values, but in real life, things die and change over time. So I'm going to give the value of each resistor, where resistor D is 139.4 ohms, resistor E is 44.8 ohms, and resistor F is 16.5 ohms. And we're going to make the circuit that you can see in figure 1 if you go into the lab. I don't know how well this will work, but you know what? There's the circuit. So we have the power supply going from the 12 volt into resistor D into a junction that can either go through resistor F or go through resistor E and through power supply 5 backwards. What I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust this to include 3 amp meters, what I call AD, AE, and AF, because they will respectively measure the current on resistor D, resistor E, and resistor F. Now, the process of setting up this circuit is a little convoluted. I'm not going to actually bother showing me arranging this circuit. I don't think it's that necessary if you're not doing it in person. But the general idea is I'm going to do this, and I'm going to see what the current is through resistor D, what the current is through resistor E, what the current is through resistor F, and I'll give you those values in a second. Then I want you to go and make a Kirchhoff loop, and from the loop solve theoretically what should the current through each resistor be. So you can see my 3 resistors, D, E, and F. They're all hooked up to the power supply through these jumper cables. And so I'm going to turn them on, giving the 12 volt and 5 volt respectively, and we'll get our 3 values. Now these are across our D, then E, then F. So as you can see, the current through resistor D is 78.3 amps. And I'm sorry, that is I misspoke. This is actually reading in milliamps, so be careful about that. That the current through resistor D is actually, what, that just changed? I think it just changed. Is 77.7 milliamps. Make sure you remember that's in milliamps. In resistor E, it's 55.5 milliamps. And in resistor F, it's 133.0 milliamps. You might see these are fluctuating a tiny bit. That's just kind of within error. But these will be your experimental values. Once again, in milliamps for D, E, and F. So use these values, and then you're going to go and make your own version of it and figure out what they should have been theoretically. Good luck.